Haydi başlayalım bakalım. Rastgele. Göksel, we'll start with you. How about that? As a gift to the ladies, all right?
Evet, evet. Neviser Kökteş'in meşhur bahar şarkısı Gül Dalında Öten Bülbülüm Olsam, o eseri hatırlatmak istiyorum bu vesileyle. Bütün hanımlara da aslında bir yollamış olalım kısmet olursa. Evet.
Teşekkürler. Çok güzel bir eserdi.
Evet, sağ olun.
Bir bahar gününde hanımlara armağandı bu Göksel'cim. Çok teşekkür ediyoruz.
Ben teşekkür ederim.
Minna, are you there? It's your turn again, please. There we go. Thank you. Thank you. And Göksel, now again.
Evet.
Now's the time for you again. Yes, please.
Tamam.
Şimdi ne diyeceğiz Göksel'cim?
Aslında müzik kutusu adını verdiğim İstanbul için, Ayasofya için bestelediğim bir modern bir ezgi var. Onu paylaşmak istiyorum. Müzik kutusu.
Music box. Teşekkürler, teşekkürler, teşekkürler. Evet. Vallahi bir 3 dakikamız daha var. Büyükelçilerimizden Sayın Arimaki buradalar. Vakur Bey de Sayın Büyükelçimiz katılacaklar bir 2-3 dakikaya kadar. Dolayısıyla Minna, I think we can have another lovely tune from you.
Thank you.
Erman Hanım, Ne dersiniz değil mi? Minna'yı bir kere daha dinleyelim. Eşit olsun.
I played some.
Kesinlikle. Sorry.
Yes.
Yes.
I played some like Eastern kantele tradition, Finnish kantele tradition from the East before, and now I think I will play some polska, which is very strong Western Finnish Ostrobotnian tradition.
Okay, that's great. Sounds great. That is truly wonderful. Thank you very much. Thank you. Now that the first part of our mini concert is over, and we'll have some more bits coming up after the introduction, but let's officially start our webinar, Quest for Women in Technology, second edition. About a year ago, we came up with the idea of doing something as a gift to the ladies. Part of one of the activities of DEİK's Turkey, Finland Business Council in collaboration with Business Finland. So we're grateful to all our friends, to all those who have really helped us to make the first edition and now the second edition, to make these webinars happen. We're thanking you all. It is now becoming, hopefully, a tradition that every year we will conduct these webinars. Isn't that right, Erman Hanım? Especially with your moderatorship. I think that's the right word, moderatorship. Moderatörlüğünüzde devam edecek inşallah bunlar.
Umuyoruz. We hope together.
Yeah. Spring is a time for growth. Do you want to grow? Do you want to grow? Freedom exists for those willing to keep evolving. Clean your soul mirror until it reflects the light. Until it reflects the light. Don't wear worn out second-hand opinions. Know for yourself. Don't chase shadows. Embrace the mystery. The mystery. Don't just admire the jug. Drink that water. Drink it. Don't wait for tomorrow. Right now is all. Right now is all. Dive into the river of transformation and swim to the ocean of the Creator. It's April 7th. We are within the spirit of holy month of Ramadan. Spring in Istanbul. And spring, maybe a bit chillier, but in Finland, our dear friends in Finland. So we're sending you some sunshine from Istanbul today, okay? And looking forward to join you all again in person after almost 2.5 years of the pandemic, but we will be there for sure. Those of you who know me, I think already know that it is kind of my humble way of starting with a poem from Rumi. So again, when you just look at that poem again, just try to remember again, you will see that every single facet of entrepreneurship, or most of the facets of entrepreneurship, and all those facets were presented already there. Spring is the time for growth. Isn't timing important for entrepreneurs, ladies? Huh? And then there comes the question, do you want to grow? There got to be a will. The will. And then we need maybe a mill to produce those ideas anyway, ideas that come from the will. And then freedom exists for those willing to keep evolving. Continuous change. Clean your soul mirror until it reflects the light. We need renewal all the time. Don't wear worn out second-hand opinions. That is creativity. Know for yourself, your very self, knowledge and experience, expanding knowledge and experience. Don't chase shadows. Don't be a me too guy. Bendeci olma. Be original, be novel, come up with novel ideas. Embrace the mystery. That's all about risk-taking. And don't just admire the jug, okay? Water in the jug. Just pick it up and drink it. Just do it, you know. Don't stay in the ideas all the time. And don't wait for tomorrow. Again, act now. The power of now. Right now is all. Isn't that the essence of implementation? And then Rumi says, dive into the river of transformation. Again, adaptive change and swim to the ocean. And that is action again, leadership in action. So, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, dear participants, thank you for being with us today in this, in our opinion, very important webinar, because we'll be addressing entrepreneurship, ideas, put into action, startup companies, and of course, within the context of diversity, equity, and inclusion. So, as always, without further ado, Erman Hanım, the screen is yours to make your introduction, please. Please.
Okay. Thank you, Halil Bey, Mr. Chairman. Honorable Ambassador of the Republic of Turkey, and the Honorable Ambassador of Finland, dear guests, speakers, DEİK members, and distinguished musicians also. It's my great pleasure to be with you here today for this event and welcome you all. I cherish the benefits of such platforms as they create bridges that span people, cultures, and bilateral aspirations. It's also a pleasure for me to be among distinguished people whom I believe have lots in common in terms of empowering women in the world of technology and other segments of social and business lives. I wish everyone a productive event. Thanks Halil Bey again. Screen is yours.
Teşekkür ediyorum. Thank you very much, wholeheartedly. And then, my friend, His Excellency, Ambassador Ari Mäki. Your Excellency, my dear friend, Ari, are you there? I see him there. Well, perhaps Göksel'cim, Sayın Büyükelçimizi beklerken bir şeyler daha alabilir miyiz? Kısa böyle.
Tabii ki, tabii ki. Zevkle.
Neden olmasın? Why not?
Evet. O zaman İstanbul'un simgelerinden bir tanesi Galata adını verdiğim bir beste çalışmamı bu vesileyle icra etmiş olayım.
Göksel'cim, Sayın Büyükelçimiz bizi duyuyor ve görüyor ama kendisini biz göremiyoruz ve duyamıyoruz. Dolayısıyla bir tane daha rica edeceğiz senden
Tamam.
ya. Müzik olması da güzel değil mi işte, değil mi?
Tabii ki, tabii ki.
Gönül kapıları biraz daha açılıyor.
Evet, evet.
If our hearts and our minds are opening even wider with some more music, and I'm sure Mr. Ambassador Ari Mäki, His Excellency, will be able to join because he can apparently hear us and see us, but we cannot hear and see him. But we'll fix the problem anyway. Okay. Thank you. Teşekkürler Göksel. And Your Excellency, you're here.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. And
okay, sorry, I had the wrong link actually, because I got the confirmation. I clicked that and it didn't work at all. Thank you, Halil Bey. Thank you, and thank you for the concerts over there as well. So, shall I start?
Please, by all means.
Okay. First, dear colleague, Ambassador of Turkey to Finland, Vakur Bey, and then distinguished representatives of ministries and international organizations, representative of businesses, and especially you, the president of the Turkey-Finland Business Council, Halil Bey, and ladies and gentlemen. So, diversity and equality is good for the business, and that's why I'm here today. And it's my honor to speak in the Quest for Women in Technology event. And UN Women's 5-year Generation Equality Campaign promotes the rights of women and girls globally, and the aim is to accelerate especially those gender equality objectives that have suffered from the slow global development. And Finland holds a lead role in the action coalition that focuses on technology and innovation. And the Quest for Women in Technology in Finland has continued for a long time already. Actually, we explored a little bit when were the first women in engineers, and we found that first female tech student admitted to the Polytechnical School of Finland was already in 1880s, some 140 years ago. And then we had Mrs. Signe Hornborg, graduated from there as an architect in 1890. And she was the most likely the first female architect in Europe, and later on she established her own architecture agency in Finland. And today this Polytechnic School of Finland is known as Aalto University, so it's a very, very famous university today in Finland. And then we found out the first female engineer who graduated in Finland was Mrs. Jenny Markelin in 1905, so 117 years ago. She studied road and bridge building construction and later made a very nice successful career. Then we also a bit figures of today. So in the Finnish labor market surveys, in the technical field, women represent 31% of the labor force in expert positions, but only some 11% in the top management positions. So, and according to a study conducted by the Finnish Investors Association and KPMG, only 18% of the members of the boards of startup are women. So I think there's a lot of things to do also in Finland, and what we think that technology and innovation sector needs more women and female leaders in Finland and globally, and the quest has been very long and it continues all the time. The goals of Finland's international human rights policy, the eradication of discrimination and increased openness and inclusion are mainstreamed into our all foreign policy activities. And what we find that the important empowerment of the equal status of women are not conceivable but without political and economic inclusion and empowerment. Which is why the Minister of Foreign Affairs underlines women's participation and leadership in political and economic decision making. So these goals are very, very important for us in Finland. And then it comes to this generation equality and our commitments over there. So we were co-leading together with the Koch holding company. So our commitments include preventing and eliminating online gender-based violence, especially important to us, bridging the gender gap in STEM areas in education, and improving the financing situation for women-led companies. And as the ambassador of Finland to Turkey, I'm very proud that these are not just empty words. So we in the embassy of Ankara and elsewhere at the foreign ministry really work for these objectives. This seminar is a very good example of this work. So we look forward to future collaborations with the company like Koch Holding, which is also the co-leader of this gender equality. And I am convinced that we can find themes for further cooperation in this area. And enhancing the best practices from both Turkey and Finland would be very interesting for some of our private sector companies and would enhance their competitiveness. So in addition, as an ambassador, I see also that the public sector and NGOs would benefit also from such an exchange. We have here good examples like Nokia, Tietoevry, Kone, Wärtsilä, and many startups and gaming companies. And many companies, Finnish companies and the Finnish government looks at gender equality, but not as the right thing to do, but also in a strategic way. Diversity is always good for the business. And with these words, on behalf of our embassy, I would like to thank you, our partners, from a successful realization of this project. Thank you, and Halil Bey, it's back to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ari Bey. Very nice, as always. And we really thank you, and we really appreciate your support over these years to our activities and all the support you have given to the entire relationships between Finland and Turkey. Thank you very much, and we really appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, here comes another great friend. His Excellency Vakur Erkul. Vakur Bey, Sayın Büyükelçim, the screen is yours, please.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. First of all, I would like to just greet my dear friend Halil Kulluk for organizing this very important webinar alongside with Ms. Karaca and all the other people who have just worked for that, and also my dear friend Mäki in Ankara. Greetings from a snowy day here in Finland. This is now the second one of these very important webinars taking the topic of women in science. Well, actually, the women are the sustaining force of any society. So in this context, I would like to quote Albert Einstein, who said, "The woman who follows the crowd will usually go no further than the crowd. The woman who walks alone is likely to find herself in places no one has ever been before." Women can achieve a lot. Half of the population of the world consists of women, but nevertheless, they're still underrepresented. Only 30% of the scientists in total are women. This is just an inequality which should be eradicated. In Turkey, we have 175,553 academicians lecturing in the Turkish universities, out of whom 79,470 are female. So we have a percentage of 45.1%, which is, well, something we are proud of, and which is better than the average within the European Union. When we look to the achievements of the women in science, starting with Marie Curie, a total of 57 women have won the Nobel Prize. Out of the 57, 12 were in medicine, 7 in chemistry, and 4 in physics. Needless to say that these numbers do not closely reflect the achievements and the weight and the importance of women in science. They have contributed way more than that. So that I hope that in the not so distant future, the still existing gender inequalities will be removed, and that only the benchmarks in this field will be merit and scientific achievements. And once more, I would like to thank my dear friend Halil Kulluk for organizing this. There can be not enough seminars and meetings emphasizing how important the role of women in science is. And I hope that this will also just encourage DEİK as well as other institutions, other people to make a quest to realize this target, so that at least the gender equality can be achieved in this field. I thank you very much.
Çok teşekkürler Sayın Büyükelçim. Your Excellency, Sayın Büyükelçim, thank you so much. You've also been very helpful to us. You're great sport since the very beginning, since you were appointed. In fact, I remember the day when we had lunch at DEİK, when we hosted you and your dear wife. And since then, it has been just a great, great, great opportunity for us to really make all these activities happen, albeit the pandemic. A lot of thanks. Okay, great. Erman Hanımcığım, I think we still have some time for a little bit of music. Technical circumstances actually made us kind of put us in a lucky situation. So we got more of the music. But now is the time again for Minna. Minna, we're going to have one more tune from you, and then afterwards one more from Göksel, and then we will thank our musicians, our wonderful musicians. They really add a different and separate and very unique kind of dimension to our events. And we cannot do without music. Again, it's the matter of having those gates open, the hearts and minds. So let's make it happen again, Minna, with you this time. Huh?
Thank you so much.
Okay, that's lovely. Okay, great.
I will take the opportunity to thank you, Mr. Kulluk, for inviting me, and thank you also for Göksel for your wonderful music. It's always a pleasure to hear. It's like we are talking without even being together in the same country, but so the instruments are having conversation. So I have played some traditional tunes and improvisation, and now I will play a composition of mine which is called Joy, Ilo. I think we need it. We need positive thoughts and happy little things and tunes in these strange times. Okay, I wish you a very nice end of the webinar after this. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Kiitos. Kiitos. Thank you. Thank you. That's lovely. Lovely. Thank you very much, Minna. We'll see you again in our next webinar. All right? Until next time. Göksel'cim, haydi bakalım bir de kapanışı yapalım. Nasıl yapalım? Neyle yapalım?
Şöyle, şakayık adlı bir çiçek adı var biliyorsunuz. Aslında o çiçek türünün aldığımız bilgiye göre ana vatanı Uzak Doğu olduğu söyleniyor. Ve o bölgede asaleti, onuru temsil ettiği söylenen çok narin, güzel bir çiçektir. Ben de bu eseri tasviri olarak besteledim. Şakayık. Şakayık adlı eserle bir son verelim. Evet.
Name of a beautiful flower, and the origin is Far East, and this is a composition by dear Göksel. Okay. Thank you, Göksel. You are wonderful, as always. Until next webinar, so we'll see you then, all right? Have a wonderful day and the rest of the month and the year, okay? But we'll see you before the year end, of course. Erman Hanımcığım, so we're back to action again. So I'm so delighted that I'm going to just pass the screen and the whole control to Mrs. Erman Karaca, who is a wonderful lady, and we built a great, I think, camaraderie and a teamwork together. So that's how you can really manage these kind of activities. She is the past president of TÜBİSAT, which is a very important society for information sciences, for computer sciences. You can just explain the details. And currently she's on the board of Council President of TÜBİSAT, and also the Chief Technology Officer of TFI Tiyatro's Investments, a very important company in Turkey with investments all around the world. So without further ado, Erman Hanım.
Thank you, Halil Bey.
The whole control is yours. I will be listening to our exciting speakers now, okay?
Okay, thank you very much for great wordings also. Dear guests, just a month ago, we all celebrated the International Women's Day. I believe Women's Day was specifically significant as the whole world has been trying to recover from the struggles of COVID-19 pandemic. All recent surveys indicate that women are among the most negatively affected from the global hardship. In the light of social and economic impact of pandemic, women all around the globe are trying to protect themselves from greater risks of domestic violence, unemployment, and instability in their lives. Therefore, I found the motto of this year's International Women's Day very meaningful. Choose to challenge and change the world. I would like to use this opportunity to salute every woman and man who choose to challenge the hardships and take actions on building a brighter future based on equality in all levels. Women continuing to change the world. Sometimes heroes go unnoticed. They work hard, focus on their goals, and don't expect recognition or reverence because they are simply deeply passionate about pursuing their dreams and challenging the status quo. There are many women to celebrate in the world right now who are facing the hardest challenges of all, securing a safe place to spend the night, finding food, water, and shelter for their children and elders, or getting access to basic hygiene and medical care. I read 2 days ago McKinsey research. It shows women have felt the greatest impact from the global pandemic. Many, including displaced refugees, still face even tougher times. Today's women leaders are pioneering new frontiers and building legacies in agriculture, banking, beauty, education, fashion, healthcare, and high-tech. Dear guests, technology is a good way to choose to challenge and change the world. Although women face prejudices, not only in Turkey, but in the rest of the world, that technology was a masculine field of work, the legacy of our industry was built by female pioneers like Ada Lovelace, who wrote the first algorithm. Hedy Lamarr was Hollywood star and inventor who pioneered the technology that would one day form the basis for today's Wi-Fi, GPS, and Bluetooth communication systems. Or Grace Hopper, who developed the COBOL programming language, and Margaret Hamilton, who coded the programs of humanity's first voyage to the moon. We shall all remember that. Female students, professionals, and leaders in technology are choosing to challenge the prejudices in every moment of every day. And my profession, which was shaped by the enthusiasm around technology, allowed me to experience and comprehend how life was full of opportunities when the equality to access them was supported. When I was a child, as my parents supported me in my ambition to build my life around science and technology. I was able to feed my motivation by accessing the accurate tools, and this helped me throughout my education in my first steps to professional life. I was prouder than ever when I became the first woman executive vice president in technology at a bank. And now as a digital leader, I am proud to be the first woman president of TÜBİSAT Informatics Industry Association and executive board member and committee member of Turkish Informatics Foundation and founding advisory board member of VTech Women in Technology Association of Turkey. Dear friends, as I have said earlier, technology is a good field to lead women and men to challenge inequality and change the world. Today, the rate of female employees in the informatics sector is around 33%, and this is an insufficient rate. When we look at the executive positions, we see with regret that this ratio has decreased. As a vastly expanding industry, information technologies industry is capable of breaking this chain. In 2019, Turkey created its first unicorn with a valuation $1.8 billion. According to the list updated by CB Insights on February 2nd this year, there are 1,021 unicorn companies worldwide, and total valuation of these companies is around $3,376 billion. The list includes Getir from Turkey, 76th place with a valuation $7.5 billion, and Dream Games at number 303 with a final evaluation of $2.75 billion. Both companies from Turkey are based in Istanbul and both joined in the list in 2021. While 525 of the list, 1,000 companies included in the list are US-based. The private company with the highest valuation is China-based ByteDance. which is known for being the developer of the TikTok application with $140 billion. Now, Turkey's unicorns, Getir, Dreamgaze, and Insider. Insider was added to CB Insight list on February 28 in this year with evaluation $1.22 billion. It also became Turkey's first software unicorn. Today, Insider's partner and CMO, Ms. Merve, is with us. I hope we will listen to their success story. What we witness in all these aspects is the ever-increasing participation of women, students, professionals, and leaders. But we should also build on that, because the stance required to raise women's position in the world of science and business cannot only belong to women. This is a social problem, and it needs a solution with a broad participation policy. In many areas, from the education of girls to breaking the stereotypes treated as social roles, important responsibilities fall on both non-governmental organizations and us individuals, who take roles and responsibilities in these communities to ensure that women have the same opportunities as men. At TÜBİSAT, we aim to raise awareness in this area by increasing the number of female members of the board of directors to the highest rate. In every environment we are in, and with all the stakeholders we meet, we consider this issue as a priority. In addition to inequality between small and large enterprises in the use of information and communication technologies, there are also great differences between men and women. For the future of industry, it's of great importance to focus on eliminating digital inequalities and developing digital competencies. Equality of the number of men and women working in technology can only be achieved by directing female students to more technical fields during their school years. Today, introducing women to digital technologies is equivalent to providing them with tools that they can both maintain their daily life and realize their visions, from education to health, from shopping to art. And I believe we are in a period where we can take these actions to much higher levels. Thank you for listening also. Now I would like to introduce our distinguished panelists who are the digital women leaders. They will share their experience and ideas with us. And I would like to start with Ms. Merve Nazlıoğlu. She's the partner of and Chief Marketing Officer of Insider, Turkey's first software unicorn. First of all, we congratulate the Insider company and its valuable team. Both Insider CEO Hande Çilingir and CMO Merve Nazlıoğlu are very successful women leaders. We are proud of them. Mrs. Merve, we want to listen to your exciting story. Now the stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Mr. Erman. So it's really nice to be a part of this quest. You know, it's really amazing and energizing and refreshing to see these talks happening. And thank you for having me here, first of all. I think it would be great if I just, maybe for those who doesn't know about Insider, I can just tell you guys in one sentence what we really do. We are an AI-based marketing platform that helps marketers connect data about their consumers and then predict their future behavior with AI algorithms and then deliver them experiences at an individual level. So if Ms. Erman goes to a site and if I go to a site, we see different experiences. So that's the technology that has been developed by 100% Turkish developers. And then now we are actually exporting that technology to 28 different regions, from Japan, Korea to US, UK to Thailand. So we're in APAC and EMEA and many other continents. So I think it's really interesting because I joined the company about 6 years ago. We were 30 people. We had a woman founder and CEO, Hande. She's also a dear friend, and she really, beyond being a CEO or a leader, I think she has been an amazing mentor and friend for all of us. And we actually, in the past 6 years that I've been a part of this story, we have grown the company to 800 people from 41 different nationalities, where 50% of our employees are women and 60% of the top executives are women. So our CEO, CMO, CFO, CHRO, COO, all of them are women, which is really amazing. But I think the first, the things that were written on our walls was work hard, make history. But we were just, we had the courage and we were just taking a chance. And you always know that you have that 1% chance. Whether you're a woman or a man, as an entrepreneur, it's already difficult to have that 1% chance. But we really wanted to prove the world that these kind of stories can come outside of Silicon Valley. And as Ms. Erman mentioned, those examples are increasing in and outside of Turkey. So it's really exciting to see that happening. So what I can share with you, please also ask your questions, or also to our audience, it would be great to answer your questions and keep this conversational. But until Ms. Erman stops me for those questions, I will keep going and telling our story. So we just talked about, there are very few women entrepreneurs and very few women in leadership positions, especially when it comes to tech. And we are all here to take action. Maybe we are taking small actions at a company level, at an individual level, mentoring people, or at a nation level. I think it's necessary to create this awareness and to start taking action. So according to some of the studies I've read, only 28% of startups have a female founder, and only 3% of the venture capital dollars are actually going to women. So as a woman founder, or if you want to start a company, you have a much lesser chance of starting, finding the funds to start turning your ideas into a company. And these are facts, and we need to embrace these facts, and we need to change them before they become, that thick line between man and woman. I think we need to change those by taking action. There is also, according to Conferi, women hold only 5% of CEO roles, and at the technology leadership level. And I think every woman engineer or scientist should start companies. And someday maybe woman tech startup or woman founded companies won't be an exception. It won't be an exceptional story. And we, for example, at Insider, what we do, we really tried hard to make some sacrifices from ourselves and our lives and not do PR about it, not to do PR. And probably no one heard about it yet, but we turned Insider into school over the weekends, where we had 70% of the students that were coming to our coding classes over the weekends and learning Python and C++ and all the other coding languages from our engineers. 70% of them were women. So we had, I think, 300 graduates by now. Maybe not a huge number, but with our resources and our team, it was a huge number for us. And I think if all the technology companies that are here today, if they start initiatives like that, and if you donate 1% of your time and 1% of our company profits and 1% of our salaries, that's what we're doing at Insider, to this program, it really doesn't take that much to train these female engineers and then to help them join the workforce. And actually, some of them joined us as engineers, which was, I was very proud to see that. And some of them replicated the programs and the mentorship they got from Insider with their own networks. So I think that was always like a big initiative for Hande and the other founders to increase the number of female engineers, because we believe that the idea of becoming a leader in a company, a CEO, or the idea of starting a technology company, being an entrepreneur, yes, we are focusing on high school students right now, but I think it should be even at a younger age, maybe primary school. We should start introducing these concepts to the youngsters' lives, because they need to know and understand what does it mean to be an entrepreneur, not a man or woman entrepreneur, but just an entrepreneur, and what are the challenges of being an entrepreneur. Because over the years, we actually always got asked this question, whether it's Hande, me, or other woman leader in tech. what are the hardships of being a woman entrepreneur? What are the hardships of being a woman leader? And to be honest, there are hardships. I'm not denying these hardships, but I think we should focus on this positive discrimination and how we can use this positive discrimination to make a leap as women, because I think there are some amazing subsidies and amazing support programs, some of which you're aware of. And there are also a lot of great role models, as you said, Ms. Erman, the unspoken heroes that really, that should be promoted by us, by others, to make sure that we create those role models, those success stories, to give courage. Because I think the number one thing is courage. I think we have some, unfortunate, norms that we need to break. And changing that perception starts within us, within our environments, within who we touch, because we touch, as people over here, we touch people's lives. We are in leadership positions, and we are touching and influencing others people's lives and growth and the way they think. We are influencing that. So I think if we take a more active stance on that, we can create a lot of impact. So we always said, instead of creating a perception of separation, we always find it more meaningful for a woman entrepreneur or a woman to be recognized in an award ceremony or at NASDAQ, where there's also men. I think that is a real success story.
What was the challenge, Merve, for you as a woman leadership team, while rising to leadership also position in Unicorn success story?
Yes. So I think it started with, challenges of being an entrepreneur. Again, like we tried to get funds. The first fundraising that we got, the seed funds that we got, it was maybe 6, 7, 8, 9 times. Hande was extremely persistent in, achieving those funds to start this dream, because the whole story starts with 6 people in Hande's little home office with 6 desks and 6 chairs and 6 shoes in front of the door. And they had to be very persistent, whether, as I said, whether she was a woman or a man, becoming an entrepreneur, finding funds in Turkey was very, very difficult. And I think we were lucky. We did not really go through adversities of being woman, but we had 5 other founders that were men. So I do not know if this was an influence or not in the minds of people we were reaching out to, because Hande leads the company. Hande co-founded the company with 5 other men. And she always focused on, creating value and starting global. Like, it's not starting in Turkey doesn't mean we are going to start in Turkey and grow in Turkey and then go global. It doesn't work that way. We always have to think globally. And this is a global problem. It's not a perception only in Turkey or Finland or any other country. So I think we faced mostly challenges of lifting the idea from the ground, because we were talking about AI. We were talking about personalizing experiences. It was a gap that no one was even realizing that it was a gap. So we had to first make people realize that there was a problem, a gap about this in the software space, in the technology space. And then it took us a while to get people to believe us, to create that technology. Because when you try to get funds, it's not always you have a product ready in your hands. It's sometimes, actually most of the times, that these VC funds are coming to you, looking in your eyes and investing in you. And your ability to do things, and your dreams and your aspirations and your vision. So I think we just had to believe really hard, and we were very courageous to take the chance, and we were very persistent in becoming the first software unicorn of Turkey. And recently, NASDAQ actually congratulated Hande for being one of the very few B2B SaaS unicorns in the world. As you mentioned, there's 1,000 unicorns in the world, and we were amongst the top 9 B2B SaaS unicorns. B2B is an area where you cannot find talent easily. You cannot find, that human capacity for B2B. It's very narrow. It's a very niche area. So finding talent was a very big problem for us. All of our developers now, we have over 200 developers. They're all in Istanbul, and to find them and to keep them, to retain them was a big challenge, because they're all very worldly people, and they're getting offers from all around the world. So really believing in this, believing on this path of creating a very successful product company outside of Turkey was the belief that really glued us together and gave us zero optionality, that none of us even considered going out and looking for other opportunities. So I think the culture, bringing the right people at the right time, at the right place around the culture and around an idea, an ideal, was really what made us successful.
Okay, thank you. In that time also, during the pandemic, digital platforms, e-commerce platforms are increasing and growing. Also, everybody is accessing to the digital platforms, and you have very niche and very good also positioning in the market. Mm-hmm. Congratulations again. Thank you for sharing your ideas. Now we can continue with Mrs. Liisa Ketolainen. She is advising Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Finland in the planning and implementation of the Global Generation Equality Initiative, where Finland calls it the Action Coalition on Technology and Innovation for Gender Equality. Mrs. Liisa, now the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much to all the organizers for this very timely event and important continued discussion. It's a true privilege to be among such esteemed speakers. Like Ambassador Mäki described, gender equality is both a major strength and a goal in and for Finland. In order to promote gender equality in meaningful ways, we need to acknowledge and embrace the major forces and developments in our societies. And one of these, undeniably, is technology. As several speakers have already mentioned, globally there is a major gender gap in digital access and competences. Women and girls are underrepresented in science and technology, and online gender-based violence prevents the full participation of women and girls in their communities. These are some of the reasons as to why it's imperative to include a gender lens in how we develop and use technology. In addition to addressing new themes in gender equality, we need new means of working. To create lasting and sustainable change, we need to partner with not only governments, but organizations from private and civil sectors. Just like today in this DEİK webinar, we have representatives from different sectors. In this, a remarkable global effort is the UN Women Coordinated 5-year campaign, Generation Equality, that is built from the beginning as a multi-stakeholder process. As has already been stated, in the Generation Equality campaign, Finland co-leads the Action Coalition on Technology and Innovations for Gender Equality with Koch Holding and other partners. The Action Coalition has set 4 ambitious targets, including by 2026, doubling the proportion of women working in technology and innovation by setting up new networks and benchmarks to transform innovation ecosystems. As Ambassador Mäki mentioned, one of Finland's national commitments is to increase diversity, inclusion, participation and leadership of women and girls in STEM education and employment. Finland will raise awareness, share best practices and collect data. Furthermore, Finland will address harmful gender stereotypes, promote role models and gender equal working environment, as well as bringing influential people to talk about gender segregation, especially in the business sector. In Finland, we have had and have numerous initiatives and programs to support women entering technology. For example, we have a national STEM strategy that promotes equal opportunities and adequate capacities for all in education. There is a science education network of Finnish universities called STEM Center Finland, aiming to inspire and motivate children and youth into mathematics, science and tech. To achieve this goal, the Center develops new methods and activities of science and tech education. We are also currently improving the student guidance systems with the aim of meeting the challenges of segregation in education at all levels by, for example, developing and promoting guidance practices to tackle the gender gaps and gender-based segregation in the labour market. In addition to the activities of the government, many universities and other educational establishments, as well as civil society organizations, many Finnish companies are actively working on these topics as well. Increasingly, companies see the benefits of diversity, equity, and inclusion in their workforce, not just from a human resources perspective or a matter of brand, but as something valuable to the core organization and business. As an example of promoting gender equality in tech is when Nokia closed the unexplained pay gaps in their business. In announcing this initiative in 2019, the CEO of Nokia said that the cost of inaction would be far higher, hurting their ability to attract and retain great people and to bring the diverse perspectives needed to ensure the success of the business. Another great example is Ebru, a tech company that aims at having women form 50% of its personnel by 2030. While doing this, they invest in outreach in different communities and have also highlighted the need to have people from different educational backgrounds in technology. Thank you so much. I will stop here for now and look forward to the discussion. Thank you so much.
Okay, can I ask a question also?
Of
what
course.
is the impact, because in Finland also you have diverse education system, what is the impact of this system on women's digital leadership?
Thank you so much. As already previous speakers have highlighted, I mean, it's really a global issue of having too few women in tech in every role. Also the leadership roles. So that's definitely something that we are still working on. We have good experiences from having this kind of program to enhance the numbers of women at all levels. So we need to really start with children, kids, to inspire them to be interested in science and tech, but then it needs to continue the whole way through school, university, and then also in the working life. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Liisa. We can continue with Mrs. Ebru Bakkaloglu Tuzecan. She is the Sustainability Coordinator of Koç Holding. Koç Holding is Turkey's leading investment holding company, and the Koç Group is Turkey's largest industrial and services group. Mrs. Ebru, as a group, we would like to listen from you about your sustainability and social responsibility studies also. Now, screen is yours.
Thank you very much, Erman Hanım, and to all the organizers of this event. Thank you for inviting us. It's a pleasure to be here. As you mentioned, our group is the biggest industrial and services group in Turkey. We are in diverse sectors ranging from automotive to energy, from consumer durables to finance. So each of these sectors, of course, have their own dynamics and challenges with respect to gender equality. In our sustainable growth agenda, we have 5 main pillars as Koç Holding. One of them is digital transformation. The other one is innovation. Diversity and inclusion is the third one. Future talent and transition to low carbon economy. As you can see, all these pillars are interlinked actually. We cannot achieve one without achieving the other. That's why gender equality has been a main focus area for us for the last 10 years, I can say. We have been a he-for-she champion at the global level with different private sector companies for the last for 6 years actually. And during our championship as in the he-for-she, we actually focused on addressing gender stereotypes at that time. generally, because we see that as a main challenge to achieve gender equality. Now we are one of the leaders together with Finland under UN Women Generation Equality Forum at Action Coalition for Innovation and Technology. Because as I mentioned, digital transformation and innovation are two main pillars for us. So we have a very critical intersection there. That's why we want to invest all our efforts in that area. As a leader, we have set our commitments globally. We have three main commitments. One of them is to create a global footprint for innovation. We have a centrally managed program which is called Coach Innovation Program, where we support entrepreneurs from companies for innovative products and services. And in that program, we want to insert a gender lens, if I may say so, so that we have more women entrepreneurs within that program, and the services or products that are developed through these programs has a gender responsive approach. This is the first commitment. The second commitment is supporting women entrepreneurs, women innovators. Actually, we listened to an excellent example today in the panel. Congratulations to the whole team. We are working together with UNDP, Europe and Central Asia office, and also Koç University K-Works Center, Entrepreneurship Research Center. In that program, our aim is to support women innovators through an accelerator program. We are just at the stage of choosing the women innovators who will be supported within this program. Third commitment that we made for the next 5 years is actually supporting our group companies to give their global commitments. So it's not the commitments of Koç Holding only, but also our companies giving global commitments from different sectors to this platform. We have currently 8 group companies who have announced their commitments. These are Arçelik, Ford Otosan, Tofaş, Türk Traktör, Aygaz, Tüpraş, Yapı Kredi, and Koç Finans. So 8 companies from 4 sectors. These companies are going to implement in the next 5 years around 30 programs to reach out to around 500,000 women and girls to attract more women in technology and innovation. Of course, internal transformation is also very key. So our companies first looked into the women employment in technology, in innovation in their companies. And their commitments, of course, are different from company to company. But in general, I can say that they aim to increase, almost double, the representation of women in technology and innovation at a minimum of 30%, and some of our companies are even exceeding that percentage. This ratio is critical, 30%, because we know that it's a threshold that enables companies to continue the momentum to reach parity. So it is at least 30%. Externally, as I mentioned, they will have many programs to reach out to girls and women in tech fields. They will have programs for primary schools and high schools to encourage girls to study STEM fields. Because if there isn't a pool of girls studying in STEM, when it comes to recruitment, we don't have enough candidates. So our companies wanted to simultaneously start these programs. They have already been doing investing in such programs, but now they are accelerating their investment in this area. In addition, for university students and young professionals, we will conduct scholarship programs, special internships, mentoring programs, and again accelerator programs at universities to advance their careers in technology and innovation and STEM fields. So this is a journey that we are starting right now, and we will be heavily focused on these efforts in the next 5 years. If there are any questions, I can take them. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ebru Hanım. It's very impressive also. Could you explain us about the he for she efforts? You are doing very good also on that part for creating awareness also for everywhere and all people also. How is going? What is the effect and change created by this program?
Of course, we started as a he for she champion in 2015, and as I said, it lasted for 6 years. But it was a great start for us because we realized that gender stereotypes is the biggest obstacle in every field in empowering women. So our main focus during he for she was to address gender stereotypes. We conducted trainings to all our employees and also business partners and also community members. We reached out to around 100,000 people with gender trainings. Also, we know that our communication efforts with our brands, our advertising, our marketing efforts, they also give messages to the community, and they are also great opportunities to address gender stereotypes. So with that in mind, we created a gender responsive communications guidebook, which we first shared with all our companies, all our communications, advertising, marketing agencies, as well as we partnered with Turkish Business Association, Tuzecan, and also they shared this guide with other companies in Turkey and other NGOs in Turkey. We also started tracking all our communication efforts with this lens. We had some key principles and KPIs, and we awarded our companies with advertising which has a gender filter as Koç Holding, so that they continued this kind of communication. At that level, we think we created a certain awareness level. Now, that's why we decided to go deeper into technology and innovation, and then give commitments to increase the ratios of women in technology and innovation. Now we can say we are in the second phase of our work related to gender equality.
Okay, thank you very much, Ebru Hanım.
Thank you.
Our last panelist is Mrs. Marjo Miettinen. She is the chairperson of the board of Ensto.
Erman Hanımcığım, I am sorry to interrupt you. I am really sorry, but before we actually end, I just got a message from DEİK, and of course, Mrs. Marjo, I don't want to interrupt you. Thank you for just one second. They'd like to take a photo of all the panelists. So can we please turn our cameras on, and we can
take a photo.
Get a photo, okay? For social media. Social media. Okay. All right. I guess we're okay. Yes? That looks great. Okay. Well, thank you so much for allowing me to interject. And Mrs. Marjo, thank you so much for your understanding. Okay, please.
Okay, I will give a brief information about Marjo. She is the chairperson of the board of Ensto for over 60 years. Ensto, a growth-oriented and international family business, has been dedicated to electricity with a long-term and human-centric approach. Also, Mrs. Marjo is the co-founder of Women in Tech Finland. Women in Tech Finland is the organization that encourages and supports women and promote the values of diversity, equity, and inclusion in technology. Mrs. Marjo, now stage is yours.
Thank you very much, and thank you for the invitation. And really nice to be here. So I will share a couple of slides with you also. So we will put this one. No. Okay, can you see?
Yes.
Okay. I will start because I'm not telling so much about our family business, couple of words, but I'm telling about my experience as a woman and a leader in a tech business. I start to tell that I'm a mother of 3 children and 4 grandchildren. So this is a very big part of my leadership school, actually, here. So I start with Ensto, of course, because that is a family business my father established 1958. So I was 1 year old. I have been involved in the business my whole life. And now I have been working in the company 30 years. So I'm a pure humanist, as you see, but I have tech in my heart in the very deep part. I believe that if you want to be a leader, you have to love people, actually. Otherwise, you can't lead people. So then I go in the end of the list, the Finnish Family Business Association. I was the chairwoman of the board for this association 2003 and 2005. I want to say this because this was the first real networking part in my career. So I was networking around Europe, having presentations all over the Europe, especially about the generation change, which the first we made 2001. And I have to tell a story. I got a call from London one day, and they were asking, can I come and have this presentation about generation change in Middle East in Bahrain? Then I thought that, oh no, I'm a woman in Bahrain, in Middle East. And then I thought that, why not? I go because they ask. And I have to say that I was a little bit afraid when there was 150 men sitting in the auditorium listening a woman from Finland telling how to do the generation change in a very big group of companies around the Middle East. It went very well, actually, and I got many questions. One part of this is that, of course, I was also owner in the company in that part, but it was really amazing event in my life. Then I take third point, which is the Women in Tech Finland. I was one of the founders 2012. I will come back to this. So I go further. Fourth is the Federation of Technology Industries. I was chosen the chairwoman 2019. It's a 120 years old association, the biggest association in Finland. And I was the first lady to be the chair of this association. I'm very proud of that. And my background is not tech, my background is in education. So this was really nice to notice that you can be a woman even in this kind of association. So I will go further. I start my experience in 4 things I think that as a leader I have in my mind. And those are business, capital, people, and then reputation. So business, so do you know in which business you are in? Do you have a business that after 10 years it's still there, it has not disruptive with the other technology, for example, or is it a local business, international business, or global business? I like a lot international young people when they first found a business for global and then probably also have that in local. area. Then, of course, do you have money enough to develop the business? So the cash flow and everything, you have to know the numbers. Then people. Even we have the AI and robotics and automation, we make the business. I liked a lot, Merve, to tell the unicorn example, because in this kind of persons and leaders, I love a lot to invest also. And then the reputation, because now everything is transparent and the social media is very strong. So I believe that you should lead the business, not the social media. At least I hope. Then we go further. So a couple of words about Ensto. Our family business is today focusing to electric distribution lines for our DSO customers. They are distribution system operators around the world. So we have subsidiaries in 20 different countries today. So we are in the heart of the European or global green transition, actually, in the energy sector. There is only possibilities in my mind. Electricity is the basis and fundamental right of human life, the foundation of this modern society, and enable for equality, a builder of energy efficiency, and one solution for climate change. So if you think my 4 points, so the business is there and you have all the possibilities, then you have to lead the business, of course, to the right direction. Then some words about women in tech. As Ambassador Vakur Erkul mentioned, we are half of the population is women and the other half is men, and still in Finland at least 20% only are women in tech business, both in businesses and then in universities, average number. So this is why we established the Women in Tech network in Finland. And it started 2012. I had a good friend, Anne Stenroos. She worked in that time in Kone, one of the biggest companies in Finland. And we thought that this could be the time for this kind of networking. And here I only want to say that you have 2 types of people around you. The one who gives you energy and the one who takes your energy. So keep on going and looking for people who gives you the energy, not only the people who takes your energy. Otherwise you can't go ahead. And Anne was that kind of person and is still to me. So if I have hard times, I call to Anne, and then we sat a couple of hours and take a cup of coffee, and then I'm full with energy again. So these kind of people you should have around you. So today, Women in Tech is one part of the foundation called Inclusive, and they are now taking care of the whole network. And this network is built around companies in Finland, international big companies. And I always remember when I started to phone to companies, are you interested to come and be one part of the network? It was really positive. Because, for example, Kone and Tietoevry and Nokia, they had already started their own programs inside the company. So now we collected all the company together and have made this work as a network in Finland. So even they phoned me, quite many companies, how can we become part of this and how much money you need? So these companies are now paying money to be part, and then we are getting all the forums and breakfast free of charge. So next forum will be this year, October 2022. So if you are interested, it's hybrid event, so you can participate in that event too. So I think that at least in Facebook and in internet pages you see here, in the page you can find the link how to participate and get the information. Before summer, I think it will be open. And then these breakfast date events are very popular indeed. Then in the end, the last slide, and just some thoughts how to encourage women to work in tech. So my first thought is that connect as many men as possible with the women in tech topic. So Halil, thank you for your input in this webinar, because I did also show that I established an advisor group around women in tech in Finland. And there was men from universities, from media, from business, and they helped a lot in the beginning, especially Risto Siilasmaa, who was the chairman of the board in Nokia, was very active to help us. So I really liked his input. When Risto said that this is a good thing, everybody thought that this is a good thing. Then mentoring is very good part. So organize mentoring programs or be an act as a mentor. I am having all the time 2 to 3 young women in tech I'm mentoring. Today I met one of those working in SAP. So this I mean also that if you don't have any mentoring programs, you can find your mentor. I get calls from the young women all the time, so sometimes I say yes, I can take, but not too many in the same time. Role models are the key for young tech enthusiasts, and this kind of webinar is the best place to show this. Then I think that you can combine family and your career. Of course, the social services, I don't know what kind of they are in Turkey, in Finland, for example, kindergarten, that is open for everyone. So it's easy to be an entrepreneur because you know that your children are taking care in the kindergarten. So this is one part of the welfare state in Finland, and we get this. So it's only to decide that I want to be a lead position. Then I like this Sheryl Sandberg's thought that what would you do if you are not afraid? So we as women, we usually say, no, I can't take this because I'm a little bit afraid. So ask this question from yourself. Then be active, ask a lot in different networks. That helps further in the future in your career. And ask ideas from the big bosses because they are keen to help. I have never heard in Finland that somebody has said that, no, I'm not interested to help some young tech woman, for example. So open the doors for them. And then the last one, always say yes first. Then you might reconsider the thing, but start to say yes first. Then I stop here. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I have an idea also. We have the similar fund, also association in Turkey, Women in Tech. And we can arrange also with the collaboration, both Association Women in Tech Finland and Women in Tech Turkey, with the leadership of Halil Bey also. We can arrange another webinar together and to share the experiences, ideas, maybe also create different values for both sides. We have the similar also activities, mentoring, training, and awareness facilities, and we can work together. Halil Bey, your progress is so important for that.
A great idea, great
Yes.
idea. I am truly impressed with our panelists. Erman, if you don't mind, I'd like to say a few words, add a few words to this great series and great cadre of speakers here. I want to start with you. You've done a great job again, Erman. I mean, it's you are really your moderatorship. With your moderatorship, we will do more of these activities. By all means, yeah. Thank you so much indeed. Thank you.
Thank you your support, Halil Bey, and thank you also to
we are a good team.
All valuable also speech from our panelists and their valuable sharing also with us. And the dear guests also. If somebody has a question, sure. I think they will, and I will also be happy to.
Timing was great too, Erman. Excellent. So I don't see any questions here. And a very good participation, rightfully. And again, I want to start thanking our ambassadors, Ambassador Mäki, Ambassador Vakur, Erkul. You've really reflected your ideas in the best possible way. The Turkish perspective, the Finnish perspective, and both perspectives, and then Miss Merve Nazlıoğlu. What an impressive story, and great takeaways from her experience and success story. Thank you. And Liisa, Mrs. Liisa, as always, you know, there's always the official and the government component from Finland, which is also impressive, very disciplined and the right approach to help people. And Ebru, we had a nice chat over the phone. We have a lot of friends that we both know, and Koç Holding is one company I respect tremendously, and I would like to remember my dear old friend, may he rest in peace, Mr. Mustafa Koç. He was a wonderful gentleman. We were friends since elementary school days. We lost him too early, but in the spirit of Ramadan, may he rest in peace. And good luck with your work. You're doing a great job there, yeah, for sure. And Marjo, my goodness, you've really touched some great points there. Being a humanist at heart, of course, and always say yes. We improvise, and I have a dear friend, Professor Patricia Ryan Madsen. She's the writer of the book Improvism. She says yes. She has yes exercises. We hosted her actually a long time ago in one of our symposia rather, and again we talk about smart systems, AI apply to smart grids. But now you've inspired me, Marjo. Now we got to talk about a smart grid of people, you know, interconnected, the smart energy grid of people here. You know, those who give and those who take away. What a wonderful way to describe that. And of course, family and career together combined. You know. Well, with all our speakers, we are now, I think, wiser. And Rumi, 13th century philosopher, Sufi, and he said, yesterday, I was clever. I wanted to change the whole world. Today, I'm wiser. I want to start by changing myself. And again, ambassadors, panelists, Erman, I think you added to our knowledge base and experience base. We are wiser now. We will do a lot of good things together. And I want to thank you all by again ending with a poem, a thank you poem from Jalaluddin Rumi, Mevlana Jalaluddin Rumi. And this is my usual style, as you know, as some of you know. Rumi goes, you have no idea how hard I've looked for a gift to bring you. Nothing seemed right. Nothing seemed right. What is the point of bringing gold to a gold mine or a sip of water to the ocean? Everything I came up with was like taking spices to the Orient. It's no good giving my heart and soul because you already have these. So I brought you a mirror. Look at yourself, remember me. So let this webinar be a mirror that we will remember ourselves and we will make sure that we get together again. All right. Thank you so much to all of you. So until next time. Huh? Thank you. Teşekkürler Erman Hanım.
Thank you very much.
Tüm dostlar. So all our friends. Thank you. Bye bye now.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Evet Erman Hanım çok teşekkür ediyorum ya.
Vallahi ben teşekkür ediyorum. Çok keyifliydi Halil Bey. Sizle
Arıyor,
böyle bir iş yapmak her zaman keyifli.
Her zaman. Kurdoğlulara da çok selamlar.
İletirim.
Çok sağ olun, var olun. Emre geldi, bir hafta kaldı, gitti ama daha sonra inşallah bir araya
görüşeceğiz. Tabii inşallah.
Ari, if you're there, thank you so much my friend. You've done a great job again. Zeynep Hanımcığım, Seray Hanımcığım, tüm DEİK dostlarımız, Alper'cim, Burak, oradaysa Burak, bizim Intekno ekibi. Yani hakikaten bunlar çok güzel oluyor.
Evet.
Hayırlı iftarlar olsun herkese.
İnşallah, evet.
Görüşmek üzere inşallah.
Çok teşekkürler. Görüşmek üzere. Ellerinize sağlık hepinizin.
Size de efendim. Çok teşekkür ediyorum.
Kolay gelsin.
Teşekkürler. Sağ olun. Sevgiler, selamlar. Sağ olun.